Oh, let's try this again. It's working, so you can introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Emily. I am 22 years old and I'm from Hoover, Alabama. And this is my skin story for Beautiful Bodies Birmingham.
Yay! Okay, so go ahead and just start from the very beginning when you were little and when you kind of first noticed, you know, social pressures to be and look a certain way.
Okay. Well, I guess it all started like, you know, when I really started noticing my body changing. I hit puberty at a very young age. I was in 4th grade and I was already a size B, like in my bra. And so like, you know, I noticed I was bigger than other girls. I was more developed, and I mean, it wasn't really a problem at the time. I didn't really think much of it. And it wasn't until really late 5th grade to 6th grade when I started middle school with the same school as, I went to the same school as my older sister. She was in 8th grade at the time. And the boys in my grade constantly compared me to my sister. Because, you know, she's blonde and beautiful, and, you know, she's always a beautiful girl, but I didn't look like her. I was a very awkward child. I had acne, I wore hand-me-downs, I drew all the time, I didn't talk to people. I literally just doodled in my notebook. And so, you know, boys would come up to me. I'd try to be social at football games and stuff to try to make more friends, and they'd say, "Oh my God, what's wrong with your face? Like, you got purple stuff all over your nose." And of course, those were blackheads. I was going through puberty.
Yeah.
It's a normal thing kids go through.
Yeah.
But with my skin, it just happened to be 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't wear makeup. I didn't wear the cool clothes from Hollister, and I was deemed uncool. And then when I tried to, you know, be like them, 7th grade, I decided to start wearing makeup, straightening my hair. I went to Hollister, bought a whole new wardrobe. Then I was called a whore.
Oh my God.
I was called a whore because of my large breast. I had cleavage a good bit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Hollister clothing is, you know,
It's for little people.
Yeah, and, you know, I just wanted to be cool. I so desperately just wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my last name is Orr, and so someone thought of the name Emily Whore.
Oh my God.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And so that was my name. I was called Emily Whore, even though I was a virgin and never had a boyfriend. I only had one guy kiss me. Just one. And, you know, it just got worse, because when that all started happening, I started overeating because of my stress. And so I got larger, and I eventually began cutting myself because it was the only way I could feel that, you know, I was human and that I wasn't like this monstrous freak. If I bled,
yeah,
I knew I was human. And that's really messed up. If you think about it now, it's just like, oh my God, what was wrong with me?
Yeah, that's hard.
It was really hard to process all those feelings, because I was also diagnosed with depression in 5th grade because of the divorce. I was on medication. I was on 100 milligrams of Zoloft.
Wow, in 5th grade. Wow.
And so I started cutting myself, and people found out, even though I only cut from here up and from, you know, my thighs up to my stomach. I don't know how they found out.
Yeah.
But someone found out, and they started calling me Emo Lee and Emo Bitch, stupid cutter, go kill yourself. Why don't you just go kill yourself? I had people text me that, call me that, tell me that to my face in the hallways every day.
And this was at Hoover? Wow.
And this was at Bumpus Middle School when this happened. And, you know, I came home crying every single day.
Wow.
And so my parents would come to the school and be like, "Hey, these kids are bullying my daughter, help." No one helped me.
And they didn't do anything about it?
Not one damn thing. And it only got worse.
That is horrifying.
Yep. And I only got fatter. So in 8th grade, there was a rumor going around that I was pregnant, even though I was a virgin. I was this close to going to see, a gyno and making them like take maybe like an x-ray of my hoo-ha so you could see my virginity is still intact or whatever, even though now I've noticed that it's even kind of like a myth.
Yeah, it is.
It is. But back then, I thought that was like a real thing, that, there was this thing making me pure.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never had sex.
Yeah.
I've never had sex.
That's upsetting to have to deal with at such a young age, and to have constant bullying, no one, the school board, no one at the school do anything about it.
Someone wrote it on a folder that we would use to hide our tests so people wouldn't cheat. Someone wrote, hey, Emily Orr's pregnant. What do you think? Boy or girl? Someone circled boy. And a teacher saw it, grabbed me, pulled me in the hallway, showed me, and I had to go home because I had a mental breakdown.
Oh my God.
And so I started high school. I told myself it's a new year. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I met a boy. He became my first serious relationship.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity. Then I found out he cheated on me.
Oh man. I bet that's hard to process with what you were going through at such a young age, especially being like a 9th grader.
We dated for 7 months and he cheated on me with 7 different girls.
Oh man.
That's one for every month.
Yeah.
And he actually said this to one girl. She used to be a friend of mine, and she was obviously much thinner than I was. And he said, oh, it's such a relief not to have to wrap my arms around something so giant. Because he was also much thinner than I was. He had a very high metabolism, so he was...
Wow.
Yeah. And...
So how did you process through all of this?
I lost my mind.
Is this when you went to the psych ward?
This was right before.
Yeah.
It was leading up to it. I threw up every morning on the way to school because of my anxiety. I didn't eat for 3 weeks. Threw up at least 4 times a day because I would see him at school and lose my mind. And he also told the entire school of our sex life. And that was really embarrassing because now people knew, oh, she's had sex, so now she's a whore, for sure. So Emily Whore came back up again, and then a new name came along, Miss Piggy. I was deemed as Miss Piggy, and I got oinked at in the cafeteria every time I took a bite of food.
That is so... I can't even believe that, like... I mean, were teachers, like, aware of this? And they, like, never... Not one person ever stepped in and, like, corrected these children.
No, that's what's so fucked up about it.
Yeah.
Wait, I can curse, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can be fully yourself here.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I've already cussed like 10 times, but I was like...
we don't censor much.
Okay.
We're pretty open. It's okay. You're talking about real shit, so...
Okay, awesome. But yeah, like, my dad did the same thing when I was going to high school. He came there every fucking day and was like, get your shit together. Help my daughter.
Yeah.
She's scared.
Yeah.
No one did a thing.
Y'all could have, like, sued the school board or something.
I know. I really wish I did. But, yeah, it was one morning I was getting ready for school. And I decided I wasn't going to go to school that day. I was never going to go to school ever again. And I took a handful of my Zoloft and just swallowed it.
Oh my God.
And my dad found me foaming at the mouth in my bedroom.
Oh my God.
And when I woke up, I was in a hospital. I think I was at Brookwood, I think. And there were doctors everywhere and nurses, and my dad was sitting right next to me, and I've never seen my dad cry before.
Yeah.
He was bawling his eyes out. The doctor said I was lucky to be alive.
Yeah, God, I can only imagine.
And then they told me I'd broken the law by trying to commit suicide, and the penalty for it is immediate medical attention, which means I had to go into a psych ward. My dad begged them to let me go home And that he swore, he kept saying, I'll watch her every waking moment. Don't take my daughter away. Don't take my daughter away.
Yeah.
Then I was strapped into like a little carrying table. They had to strap me down by my arms and my legs. And I asked him why. I said, I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to do this. And they said, technically we do.
Wow.
Because of why you're going to the hospital. You were clinically insane.
What? You just had like a depressive episode or something. It seems like you had a breakdown and just literally, I mean, yeah, a suicide attempt is a big deal, but I definitely feel like you were cognitive enough and conscious and able to, you were in your right mind enough to say, hey, like, I'll go, but you don't have to strap me down.
But in the state of Alabama, if you do that, you're cuckoo.
Oh my God.
So they got to treat you like a cuckoo person.
Yeah.
And
even if you are cuckoo or whatever, there's so much stigma around mental illness. I feel like it's harmful because, even if the person is to that point, you can treat them humanely.
Yeah. No, seriously though, it's so true because I was just about to say, when I got to Trinity,
Which was the psych ward? Yeah.
I was treated like a lab rat.
Oh my God.
I was literally pumped full of medication a day, strapped to my bed every night. The windows were barred and sealed. I went 6 months without seeing the sun and feeling fresh air hit my face.
They wouldn't let y'all go outside and like do whatever?
We weren't even allowed to like hug each other. I wasn't allowed to have a mirror, makeup, had to take out my piercings. I only had a belly button ring at the time, but still, it sucks.
That's insane.
I had to earn my right to have a mirror and earn my right to have a hair dryer and brush because, they thought you were going to kill yourself with it.
Wow, that seems, it doesn't seem humane at all.
I was only allowed 15 minutes of phone time a night. And, every time I got on the phone, I just begged my dad, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. Take me home.
Yeah.
And he couldn't. And
all right, yeah, you can talk about left off about you met a friend that you said a redheaded girl.
Yeah, one of my favorite friends was this little redheaded girl. She was maybe 11 or 12, and she was in there because she's very violent. And I taught her how to keep her cool. Because I deal with anger issues myself, and I was like, hey, girl, you're little. Come on. Enjoy your childhood. I was like, you don't have to grow up so fast. I know you get angry. And I was like, but you really don't have anything to be angry about, honey.
Yeah.
And, she told me I helped her.
Yeah.
And that was one positive thing I got from it. But 6 months later, down the road, I was finally released.
Wow.
After my last evaluation. And I remember I was so excited. Because I had no idea. I woke up the next morning and they're like, hey, pack up your things, you're going home.
Wow, so they didn't even give you a heads up. What they probably realized is that you didn't need to be there and they probably held you too long.
They did because one doctor he did a wrong evaluation of me. And he said I had all these mental illnesses that I didn't have. And then once the main doctor looked over it, he was like, shut the hell up, send her home.
Yeah.
And
wow.
My dad picked me up and I walked outside of the hospital and we were walking towards the parking lot. I had my cell phone for the first time in 6 months. I walked outside and I felt the sun hit my face and I felt that warmth, and I think it was January, mid-January.
Yeah.
And I felt the breeze just brush me and I just started crying. I fell down. Everything fell out of my hands and I started crying.
Yeah.
And my dad stopped and he was like, oh my God, what's wrong? Oh my God, what's wrong? And I said nothing. And I kind of had a manic moment for a second because I was just laughing. I was like, I'm alive. Yeah. Look at what I took advantage of. Look at this. Look at the sun. Look at this. And I was like, Dad, for the first time in years, I'm happy to be alive.
Yeah.
And he just had the giant smile on his face and he said, let's go home.
Yeah, you needed it. You needed to be home.
Yep.
That's wild. So what kind of happened after you were released and, the years after, and kind of what led you to where you are now and doing the project and everything?
Well, what happened was that I went back to my old high school for a hot second, and then I was transferred to an alternative school, which was the best thing that ever happened in my life. Because the people there were amazing. Teachers, students, I got along with everyone.
Yeah.
Blew through my junior year, went back to Hoover my senior year, kicked that year's ass. Told everyone, y'all can't fuck with me.
Yeah.
I didn't let anyone get under my skin. And I graduated. And after that, I still was bigger. And, but then again, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about getting through school, living life, going crazy. And, it kind of it was really a doctor's visit that kind of was like, you need to focus on your health. Because, I had gained so much weight for a girl.
So you felt like it was like unhealthy weight gain that was connected to your depression?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And, he told me, for a girl my size, he was like, you're so short. Your body is literally kind of struggling with moving this weight that you have.
Yeah.
Because, it was hard for me to get around. It was hard for me to walk up the stairs and, to be active. And he was like, Emily, if you want to live a healthy life down the road, he was like, I'm not telling you what to do.
Yeah.
But I'd suggest you, take some health.
You just had to do it for your self-care.
Yes, exactly. And that's what he was really trying to be prominent about. He was like, I'm not telling you you're disgusting and you're fat. 'Cause my doctor, I've had him since I was a little girl. So he and I are like this.
Yeah.
And, he told me, he was like, I just want you to be healthy.
Yeah.
And I just want you to be happy.
Yeah.
And so I don't like to call it a diet. I call it a life change. I completely changed my diet. I started working out. I became active again.
But you did it for yourself instead of social pressures.
Yes,
and
because
you needed that self-care.
Yeah, because I was excited. I was like, maybe if I lose all this weight, I can go do stuff I really want to do, like go hiking and just go do stuff that my body hasn't been kind of holding me back from. And I mean, not like oh, I have to wear this or but like physically being able to do it. And now I'm so shocked at the shit that I could do now.
Yeah.
Like,
do you feel like you can be active at any size?
Yeah, of course. It's just like, because there's some people that, they may be at they may not be America's beauty specifications or whatever, but as long as their heart is beating and healthy and they, can do whatever the hell they want to do without destructing themselves, kick ass.
Yeah.
Because I totally think that it doesn't matter what size you are, as long as you're healthy and happy and you love yourself, more power to you.
Yeah.
And I think that is beautiful.
Yeah. What one thing, I'm glad you brought that up. One thing that people struggle with is that even if someone is clinically unhealthy, they still deserve, what body positivity is all about is that even if someone is clinically unhealthy, they still deserve the respect, the love, and the success that anyone else that's able-bodied. And I feel like it's a struggle, for example, when you have health issues that are, that are silent or they are invisible, and you might look clinically healthy, but you struggle with all these things, or you might be deemed unhealthy by your appearance, but you are really active. You know what I'm saying? But what you're saying is, personally for you, you weren't in a healthy place because of your depression and what you'd gone through, and you had an unhealthy weight gain that was stopping you personally from doing the things that you liked to do.
Exactly.
And so in order to get through that, you felt like getting everything balanced was what you had to do.
Exactly. I literally had to, exactly what you said, balance everything out.
Yeah. That's powerful because you were able to listen to your body, because that's the one thing that everyone should do is instead of listening to others, you have to listen to your body.
Exactly.
And everyone's health goals are different because we are all different. Some people can carry weight and be healthy and some people can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And that's the struggle, I think, in society, is that it's either black and white with a lot of people, and that's not the case.
Yeah,
you know, for example, with our Olympic athletes, there's a lot of plus size Olympic athletes, especially the shot putter that won gold for America, you know, for the U.S. And she's a plus size woman, about my size. So, you know, it's just interesting to see these Olympic athletes who are, you know, might be deemed unhealthy by society, but they're winning gold medals.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so it's just wild. It's a wild to think about when you talk about health and weight and fitness and all of these things. I think that there's a stigma saying that you can't be healthy at whatever size, but the fact that you listened to your body, you knew what was right for you, and you went and accomplished those goals for yourself.
Exactly. I feel like as long as you're doing it for yourself, like, you know, exactly what you said, you're listening to yourself and you know, like, hey, you know, something's not right, and you work through it, it's fantastic. But if there's nothing wrong with you, and, you know, you may not be deemed healthy by other people's standards, fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
As long as you feel good, that's all that matters.
Exactly. Because, you know,
you didn't feel good, so you had to do what you had to do to feel good.
Exactly.
That's really powerful. I'm glad that you've gotten to a place where you feel good.
Thank you. Because, you know, it's kind of like I feel good about myself, and then again, like, I like to be petty every now and then if I see someone from high school and they're like, oh my gosh, you look so great. And I'm like, yeah, and you're still a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, see, you know, you need to be careful who you call ugly in high school.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, it's ridiculous that we pick each other apart when really the folks that are picking on others really are the ones with the biggest insecurities.
Yeah, because, you know, I really realized that growing up. Now that I've seen these people grow into who they're going to be for the rest of their lives, it's just kind of like, well, I've got my shit together.
Yeah.
And, you know, like,
I hope you do. I hope you can work it out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because me personally, if I ever go to one of my high school reunions, I really pray to God that none of these people are still exactly how they were in high school.
Yeah, hopefully they've grown and changed.
Exactly, just as I have.
So what made you want to do Beautiful Bodies? Like, where are you now mentally and emotionally with your mental health and your body image and self-esteem, and like what made you want to be a part of this project?
Well, I've been off my antidepressants ever since I was 18. Which is
and how old are you now?
I am 22.
Wow.
So it's a huge deal. And, you know, I haven't felt any need to take them. You know, there's still days where I have like little depressive bouts and stuff, but it's over like that. Because then I tell myself, you know, I look at my tattoos, because majority of my tattoos are self, you know, kind of inspiration.
Yeah.
And I tell myself, okay, no, I'm good.
So you're one of those people that can kind of work your way out of it. What would you say to someone who has clinical depression and they can't snap themselves out of it and they have to be on medication? What would you say to them?
They need to talk to someone. Whoever, your mom, your dad, your friends, family, even a therapist, you know, because I've gone through hands full of therapists.
Yeah. Do you feel like talk therapy helped you get to this point? And what if someone, you know, they're just that type of depression where they just need to be on a medication and they probably won't ever get to this point? Or, you know, I think that there's a lot of, you know, stigmas, or there's a lot of self-help things where they're just like, well, you can talk yourself out of it. A lot of the time, it's chemically not possible.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's how someone is. So as someone who can, how would you support someone who wishes they could but they just can't because it's clinically not possible for them?
I would be there as much as I can for them. Because, I mean, I do have friends like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, all I say to them is like, hey, I'm here for you. Don't you ever forget that. Call me. The second you feel like, oh, you know, like I don't feel good and I'm not happy and, you know, I'm scared, I'm depressed. You know, because when you feel that way, you always feel so alone.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things to tell people is you're never alone. You've always got someone.
So you feel like supporting those who might struggle and who, you know, can't work through it themselves is just about supporting others and, you know, just letting people know, hey, it's okay that you have to take medicine.
Yes.
That's what's best for you.
Because there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being medicated.
Okay, so you can go ahead and tell us what kind of attracted you to Beautiful Bodies and what made you want to be a part of it.
Well, you know, I thought it was really kick-ass that all of these normal people from the Birmingham area would, you know, just kind of pour their life story out to you and to other people that read this blog and that are into it and know about it. And, you know, these people can read it and be like, oh my God, I know exactly how they feel.
Yeah.
And, you know, to see like, oh, they're okay. You know, they're just like me.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do it so to where, you know, if someone read my story, they'd be like, you know what, she's right. You know what, this thing rules. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's really awesome that people of Birmingham are coming together and kind of standing up against America's, you know, ideal beauty image, and you know, they're just saying like, forget that. That's dumb. No, like this, we are all beautiful. Every single one of us. We're all different. Look at, you know, it's just so cool because this isn't fake. This is real, and these are real people sharing their real life stories, and I don't know, that's just inspiring.
Well, I'm glad that you wanted to be a part of it.
I am honored to be a part of it.
So if you could tell friends and family, you know, if like they wanted to do it, what would you tell them like about your experience?
Well, like I've already told like a good bit like to my sister and everything, and you know, like the photo shoot was totally fun. Oh my gosh, it was.
Did you feel comfortable?
Oh my god, it was really cool being like half naked in a parking lot. I was just like, woo! It was so free. And you know, yeah, I was totally comfortable the entire time, and it was just so much fun. And I'm so glad I got to meet you.
I'm glad I got to meet you, especially because like I've been stalking you on Facebook, like looking at your pictures and being so excited and just like, oh my god, I have to meet this person.
Yeah, usually I'm really nervous to meet new people, but I was really comfortable meeting you for the first time, so I was like, okay, awesome. So it all worked out beautifully.
I'm glad. I'm glad. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the project, and I can't wait for everything to come out.
Same.
All right, I guess we'll end it there.
Bye-bye.